When every 4 miles, Yardi criminals were crowned kingpins, Somalis were feared, Algerians and Albanians were guards. However, any time you take something by force, there's always people were left slumped outside flats. Much of it was down to the war conducted by Peckham boys and surrounding gangs, and right at the heart of the off-branches were allegedly SN1, known as Spare No One, and the name that often pricked the ears was Giggs' right-hand man, Kyze, who people assumed got his name after the iconic Kyze Sosa from the movie The Usual Suspects. But in an interview, Kyze says he got his name in 1994 after playing Julius Caesar in a play. His teacher then said, "You're playing a Kyze," and it kind of stuck. He allegedly played a hand in the war again. Now, while Giggs grew up in a normal household with his brothers and sisters, listening to dancehall on a stack hi-fi system, Kyze on the other hand was an orphan. He was brought up in a single-parent household. Having childhood and teenage years, Kyze was shipped from foster care to foster care, home to home across the country, and all the while his SN1 brothers would always visit him. That's a testimony to the Peckham Brotherhood. Now, shortly after officially joining SN1 in roughly 2002, Leader Giggs was jailed for possession of a pistol in 2003, and he was told to sit down for 2.5 years. Now, Joel Grind and Kyze were left to pick up the pieces. Now, in the midst of Giggs being away, Peckham boys and Ghetto boys warfare intensified. In November 2005, 24-year-old accountancy worker Helen Kelly had moved to London from Tyneside and attended the Urban Music Awards at the Barbican Centre in central London. Now, they were having drinks and having a good time, and then the two warring sets happened. The Peckham boys and the Ghetto boys pulled out pistols in the middle of an award ceremony, and then they began to fire. Over 18 shots were exchanged, and Helen Kelly happened to get struck. But by some miracle, the bullet hit the wire bra and prevented fatal injuries. Now, Ghetto Boy member Linton Ambersley from Lewisham was told to sit down for 12 years. And in 2009, Kyze was allegedly to have used a pistol to fire at a friend in Peckham Rye over an argument over money. Now, the victim was fired on 3 times, with one hitting the victim, Marcus Bennett, in the shoulder. Marcus took himself to the hospital, where of course the Met was there to greet him, and then Kyze was detained and he was told to go sit down on remand. Now, when they tested the weapon that had Kyze's fingerprints on, it was also to be found to be involved in 2 other M's, including Errol Davis and Larry Safai. Now, while on remand, Kyze made a terrible mistake of speaking about his case in prison, and the prosecution had managed to tap phones and record secret conversation of Kyze admitting to using the weapon on Bennett while being held in Belmarsh. It also has to be noted that Bennett did not agree or assist in the investigation. Now, Kyze was sentenced to 6 years, to which he served 5 years, and then he was told that he had to live in a shelter that had a ton of restrictions and curfews. And now, despite the odds stacked against him, Kyze has managed to cement himself as probably one of the most elite rappers in the UK. Stay safe.